In today's day and age, the mishandling of COVID-19 and how it affected poverty are the most highly discussed topics in our country today. It has been more than a year since we had the first case of coronavirus, and unfortunately, our country is one of the fastest rise in coronavirus cases. Several senators stated that it was the result of the government's mishandling of the pandemic. So paano nga bang mishandling ang ginawa ng government? Isa na dito ay yung delay nila sa pag-take ng actions and responses. Example nito ay yung hindi nila agad pag-implement ng travel ban at ang hindi agad paggawa ng research para sa medication. And as time passes by, mas lumalaki yung effect ng COVID sa poverty ng bansa natin. As the COVID cases rises, the poverty in our country rises as well. Ang daming nawawalan ng trabaho gawa ng COVID-19. At ang daming hindi makapagtrabaho ng maayos because of this. The authorities are well aware of the issue and yet they continue to fail to take more effective actions for their countrymen.
The first thing we want to point out is how our government failed to do its job to protect its people and to prioritize what must be prioritized. Kung ating babalikan o aalalahanin, naging isang malaking alarma ang COVID-19 sa bansang China kung saan ito nagsimula, maging sa ibang bansa at maging sa ating sariling bansa na naging simula ng buong mundong pandemya. We think that our government lacked the research and strategy to know what's going on and to keep our country safe from the COVID or the virus. There are so many factors to consider to keep and prevent the COVID coming here in our country. We think that only if travel ban was implemented earlier, before, we could have prevented people coming in and out of our country that is possible to be a carrier of the virus. We could have done so much better only if our government or even our president focused and addressed the pandemic or even the virus right away. The second point,
and for the conclusion, it has been more than 1 year since the COVID-19 disease struck in the Philippines. As we mentioned above, the Philippines has the fastest rise in coronavirus because of the government mishandling of pandemic. The Philippines has one of the longest lockdown among the countries because our government are delays in action and responses as a result of growing cases of virus. Throughout the years, wala tayong nakikitang ibang pagbabago na nagaganap tungkol sa aksyon ng gobyerno pagdating sa pandemyang ito. Sa katunayan, mas nagiging dahilan ito upang mas lalong maghirap ang bansang Pilipinas. Dahil marami ang nagsaradong kumpanya na dahilan ng pagkawalang trabaho ng karamihan sa ating mga Pilipino. At dahil na rin sa pandemyang ito, mas binibigyan natin ng oportunidad ng ibang bansa upang makapagpasok ng kanilang produkto na dahilan upang mas matabunan ang produktong lokal. Sa makatuwid, ang aksyon ng gobyerno ay hindi sapat upang bumaba ang dami ng cases of COVID-19. At mapaunlad muli ang Pilipinas dahil kung sapat ang kanilang aksyon, ay dapat nung una pa lang ay nagpatupad na ng travel ban upang hindi na makapasok ang mga taong may posibleng daladalang sakit. Kailangan ng gobyerno ng mas mabisang paraan upang tuluyan ng bumaba ang kaso ng virus na ito. At matigil na rin ng mga bansang mapagsamantala upang maibenta ang kanilang produkto at matapos na rin ang maling paraan ng paghawak ng gobyerno sa ganitong klase ng pandemya. Dahil ito ay maaaring maging resulta ng pagbaba ng ating ekonomiya sa ating bansa.
Based on my own experience, the most difficult aspect would be the lack of resources and poor internet connection. And since there are a lot of reading in this class, I can say that being lazy at reading is one of the difficult aspects as well. One piece of advice that I can give is to devote your time in reading and watching a certain topic and analyze and absorb it well, since it is the topics that are being needed and presented in the class. This subject improved my understanding by stressing important details.
And for the incoming student who took this subject, expect that this course have a lot of critical thinking and analyzation. because this course is not only about basic science, but it also teaches you on how things work through the use of technology.
We all have our own prejudice. Even I had one before, and it all changed. So, what I would want to say to all the upcoming students who will take this course is don't hold back. Allow yourself to learn and to be open. To open your mind about how science, technology, and how it affects our society, vice versa. Always put your learnings in your heart and your mind